walk back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. So, I have recently been inspired by the cherry tree little design I came up with, and I thought, well, what other trees don't really have good farms? And it occurred to me, acacia. Well, because acacia grows in that weird plus pattern, it's not as bad as mangrove, but it's still an annoying tree. I have seen exactly 2 farms on YouTube. One is by Silent Whisperer. The other one is by I can't even pronounce the name. I will include the link to both in the video. The big advantage of them is that they're like a 5 to 6 separate tree farms that just also happen to be able to do acacia. And they're complicated, or they're kind of slow. They're very versatile, but I was wanted to really focus here on what can an acacia tree farm by itself do. And so I played around with it, and basically if you see my cherry tree farm, the thing that moss blocks do, well, in the case of acacia, coarse dirt and dirt act in the same way that the moss blocks do. I have the alley flying around, and this thing actually works. So same double piston setup on both sides. One to push it over, and then this is the double pistons for the cube maker, and then a single set of sticky pistons. I did find that I had to utilize a 14 hopper clock here instead of 12. I got a little inspired by Profe Plays as well to kind of set up so the double pistons both fire at the same time. He's working on a tutorial for the cherry tree farmer recently came up with. So what I found is that when I have this set up, it works. I just totally deleted that. Oh, let me fix that real quick. What also happens though, there we go. What'll happen is it'll take longer for the acacia to grow because of the way I'm limiting its growth here. So I had to extend the hopper clock by 2 to 14. Otherwise, this works pretty good. Case in point, watch. All right, so then that'll grow sometimes. And if it doesn't, we'll just do it again. So the good thing about acacia is the leaves don't stop it. The wood will, but that's why we just kind of get it out. You let it run 2 or 3 cycles, and then it'll be good to go. See, so right now, we're in the clear. It'll sit there, push. All right. Let's watch it grow. I could probably play around with this some to get an additional dispenser in there, but it works. So acacia can actually grow to 9 blocks high, which is why I had to take the dirt all the way up here. But it doesn't, consistently grow 8 or 9. So 7 seems to be about the highest that it'll consistently grow that it's worth the effort. So 7 blocks high, dirt going up to 9, a giant wall to limit the spaces where the wood can actually spawn. They makes less leaves than a cherry grove, but because I'm having to slow things down here, I actually find that the LA keeps up just a little bit more than what would be consumed. So same setup, and again, sometimes it just won't even, see, so that one had just popped in. We'll pop in another one. I could probably slow the clock down more. Not bone meal efficient at all, but it works. So if for some reason you're wanting a lot of this orange wood, or you're in a savanna biome and you're, well, I can't be bothered. I mean, it's not a bad wood. Like, I like the orange. It's better than birch. I mean, anything's better than birch, honestly. Mostly because birch is a boring color. Like, it blends in almost with oak, but I like these unique wood types. So, is acacia worth farming? If you like orange, it is. If you're in a savanna biome, it is. But, if you're looking for just a strictly acacia farm, this works. One more time. And then it'll sit there, run its thing, push everything into the cube maker, let it cycle a couple times, and then you can go plant the next one. And it'll just keep filling out here for any of your acacia needs. Anyway, just wanted to share this. So hope you enjoy it. See, again, even there. You just plop another one down. again, like Acacia just does not like growing as much as cherry. So this thing goes through a lot more bone meal than a normal setup would. It makes a lot less leaves, but the ally can still keep up with it just because, I hate to say it, how slow the farm is. And then sometimes it's quick, and it'll sit there, push it forward. These will grab everything it needs, and then it'll just keep cycling. You'll get some leaves up here. The leaves don't matter. I've got dirt around here to kind of limit leaf growth in a couple spots. And then, you know, as it decays, I'll get more saplings. And it'll just fill out into my cube maker. When it hits the edge, it'll push out more, and this will go till 12. I could install a safety switch here at the end, loop it around so that it shuts the dispenser off, so the farm doesn't break. If you look over there, I have been playing around with some copper oxidation farbs, but I kind of got frustrated with that, so I wanted to put something out, and I thought Acacia. So Acacia tree, the only pure Acacia tree farm I've ever seen. Again, 2 or 3 more on YouTube with different varieties. I will include links to those videos. Those other varieties can also do birch, oak, pretty much all the standard overworld tree types except for mangrove. And one of them can even do mangrove and cherry blossom, but a lot more complicated. You could throw this thing together in survival pretty quick order. There's not a lot of redstone. Timing's not sensitive. What's the advantage of this? Simplicity of build, and if you're just looking for Acacia. Personally, I prefer warped wood, which is why I always build a warped wood farm. But everyone has their preference for wood. So I say go for the one that you want. And if you want Acacia and you don't care about the rest, this isn't bad. This isn't bad at all. So Acacias, they kind of grow in that weird pattern like cherry. You can't use moss, but turns out dirt and coarse dirt, not rooted dirt, not podzol, just dirt and coarse dirt are the only blocks I found that it will ignore when you're setting this thing up. Wanted to share it. The wonderful wood that is Acacia. It's orange, it's a pain to grow, it's only in savannas, so it's kind of rare. It gives me a reason to use my ally friend in the back there. I should probably give him a name. If you're enjoying these kind of tree farms, let me know in the comments, and I will keep pumping them out. I'm kind of going for what is the simplest way to build for the type of wood that I want. Universal tree farms are great. They're redstone intensive and with a lot of timing. I've built them, unless you want dark oak. I am never building the dark oak tree farm designed by Zolson. The tutorial was by Silent Whisper. That thing took me 17 hours. I don't see how you could ever simplify it down more than his. But Acacia, pretty easy. Anyway, Old Rusty out. And have a wonderful day.